G'day, this is Lee from Clubs New Zealand, and today we're talking loyalty schemes. So when we say loyalty scheme, loyalty system, we're talking about some kind of reward scheme where as your members come in and spend money in the club, they get some kind of reward or incentive to come back and visit again. Now obviously the best loyalty scheme is to have a warm, friendly, inviting club with a great atmosphere and well-trained, friendly staff. That will build loyalty more than any kind of electronic system. But in this case, we're going to be talking about two different optional loyalty systems you can use. The first being a tiered pricing system. Now by that we mean each product will have two prices, perhaps more, you might have a happier price and things like that, but we're going to be talking about two prices, your standard price and another price which your members get. So if somebody's just visiting, they'll get one price. If somebody's a member, they'll get a discounted price. The other scheme we're looking at is a points scheme. So where that works is that if people are purchasing products, they also gain points, much like a Flybuys type system, and then they can redeem those points later for some kind of prize or product or whatever, however you want to work the scheme. So the first one we'll look at, actually we're going to do things a little bit differently this time. Normally I would go through the whole system and then we'd have a summary at the end. In this case I'm going to do a quick summary at the beginning so that you can see the differences between the two schemes, and then we'll go more in depth as to how you set those up in your point of sale system. First we'll look at the point summary. So the idea is that for every dollar that you spend you get allocated a certain number of points. Quite often it's $1 equals 1 point, or it could be $1 equals 10 points, however you want to work things out. And then you can also give number of points per visit, and then you could also use your points as prizes. So like for a karaoke competition you could have a 200 point prize. So those points later can then be redeemed for prizes potentially, or used to be spent at the club, so spent over the bar or however you want to work things for your particular loyalty scheme. Now the thing about points is that they do need to be shown in your balance sheet as a liability. So effectively those points are a dollar value that you owe the members, and you need to show that in your accounting for the IRD. Okay, let's look at the tiered prices summary. So the idea is that this is an instant discount for any members that visit the club. So you'll have a standard price in there for anybody that's visiting that isn't a member, and you'll have a discounted member price in there. The plan being that it's instant gratification for members and a good incentive for anybody who's not a member to want to join. Now the tricky thing with these is that you do owe tax on drinks that are sold to non-members. So that's what they call your circle of friends. So basically your members can get things over the bar and you're not paying tax on those, but if it's non-members then you should be paying tax. So you need to check in your POS system and see if it's got a report for sales by price level. If there's any way that that POS system is tracking then whatever you're selling to non-members, then you need to be paying IRD on those. Okay, let's take a closer look at how this works in a POS system. We're using Club POS today, but this will be similar in whatever POS system that you're using. So here we are in the OroPOS Club POS demo, and we are looking at going into the back office, enter our login key, then we're going to go into customers and configuration, and we're going to enable the loyalty points program. Now this exchange rate per reward points, we're just going to make that a 1, and the points for purchases we're going to make a 1 as well. So what that means is that for every dollar you spend you get 1 point, and when you're redeeming them every point is worth $1. Now obviously that's not a very good way to do it because you're not going to be making a lot of money, so you'd probably want to make the exchange rate here more like a 0.1 or a 0.05 even. That would mean that it'd be 20 points to $1. So something along those lines. We're just going to do 1 to 1 so we can show you how it works. We've also got a points for visit here as well. We're just going to leave that at 0, but you can allocate points for every time they visit the club. and we've got a minimum redeemable point of 1, but you might say you've got to have 100 points minimum or whatever, depending on how your system is. We're going to save that now, close down the back office, we'll go into the bar, we'll log on here, and we'll choose me and go select, but you could just scan the membership card or swipe the swipe cards if you're using those. We'll go select, and you'll see that's me down there, and we're going to sell a DB Draft stubby and a Steinlager stubby, and I'm going to pay cash for that, and we're not worried about a receipt. Okay, now if we look at my points here, I should have 15 points, so I've been allocated 1 point per dollar that I spent, which was $15. So that's working how it should be. Now we'll look at the redemption side. So when it comes time to do something with those points, customer wants to use those to pay for something, we'll go to select, and we'll get a DB Draft stubby, and we'll go into due, and we're going to hit loyalty down here because we want to pay for this with our points. And we've got 15 points, which is worth $15, and we're going to use 7 of them to pay for this, and then we're going to go cash to finish off that sale, and we'll go close. And now you'll see if we refresh and look at me again, I've now got 8 points left as I spent 7 points on that beer. Now we're going to look at how to set up a 2-tier pricing structure, so our members will get a special price when they purchase something. So if we go into back office here, log in, first thing we want to check is that we've got a customer group that's set up for all the customers that we want to receive this discount. So we'll go in here, we'll just do it under the standard member because it's already in here. Make sure that I'm on the customer list, which I am. But that would be all of your members listed in there that you want to be able to get the discount. And then we go into Explorers and then Price List. So the way that ClubPOS does it is by using a whole separate price list, so you can choose which products you want to have the discounts on. We're going to go into Price List here, and we're going to create a new one. We're going to call it Members Price, but you could call it whatever you want. We're going to go down to Steinlager Stubby, for example, because I know where it is easily, and we're going to change that to be $6. And then we're going to go OK on that. Then we need to go into Price Rules and create a rule. So we go Create New. We're going to call this Members Pricing, and we're going to select the customer group it's for, which is our standard members, and the price list we want to use is the members price. So we're going to go OK on that. Your system will probably have a different way of doing this, but generally it's a similar thing. You'll have a price shift or a price list, some way of setting up a second price in your system, which you can then link somehow to your members pricing. So we're now going to close that and open the bar tool, and we're going to select me as the member, and if we sell a Steinlager stubby, you'll see I get the discounted price of $6 on there. Get rid of that, and if we cancel that sale, then we'll go in as a guest, and then if we sell a Steinlager stubby, you'll see it sells at the full price of $8. So depending on whether they're a member or not, they'll get that discount. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, please get in touch.